Hello, I'm reading a book at the moment, and I thought I would read a paragraph from it and talk about some thoughts I've just had based on this. So I'll start reading now. In 2008, 22-year-old Natalie Dillon decided to auction her virginity on the internet to pay for her master's degree. Over 10,000 people were motivated enough to make a bid. The highest came from a 39-year-old businessman who was allegedly prepared to pay £2.6 million for this once-only offering. This probably isn't the first time you have heard a story like this, and I doubt it will be the last. But it does tell us something about the power and value of virginity, even to people who have no religious leanings whatsoever. Some of you might find this idea repellent. After all, what kind of man would pay such a large sum of money to win a woman's virginity? Okay, so here he's not just bought the ability to have sex with a woman, because he could do that for far cheaper from a different woman, I imagine. He's bought her because she's a virgin. So then I'm thinking, what will the difference between her and someone who is not a virgin to him would be? Why is she worth so much more? Why would you pay more to have sex with a virgin than a non-virgin? And I think it could have something to do with the fact that virgins are like a symbol. Most people relate them to things like modesty and innocence, things like that. They just don't know. They've not been. I can't think of the right word. Be tainted by experience, I guess, or something. They don't have all this experience and knowledge. They're not just going through the motions or something. They're tentatively learning something, and they've got the modesty, and they've managed to withhold for that amount of time, which means they've probably not been engaging in much activities of that nature. Those are the things you might think of a virgin. However, if you're a virgin and you're also willing to sell it online publicly, then are you those things? Because obviously you're willing to publicly, you're willing to publicly give it away for an unknown amount of money. I mean, before the bidding, she probably had no idea how much money she would get for it. And what circumstances would be held. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say anything negative of her or this case specifically, because I don't know anything about that case really, apart from that paragraph I've just read. And so the people involved, no, I can't say anything about them. Some people, I imagine, just want to get rid of their virginity because they just want to get the first time over with. They just want to get rid of the anticipation and build-up of what it's going to be like. They just want to get that over and done with, get the first time out of the way. I imagine if you had the ability to do that and get money for it at the same time, then maybe that would be a better way than the throwaway regrets that a lot of people seem to have. But still, if that's all you were doing, to the buyer, are you worth 2.6 million? Because, I don't know. At what stage are you... all the traits that that virginity seems to symbolise in these sorts of things aren't symbolised in selling sex. They seem to go against each other as a contradiction. It doesn't make as much sense. I think to sell your virginity in this public, huge manner, controversial way that, becomes a case study in books and news stories and stuff all over, you have to be willing to let friends and family see you in that way. From then on, you're going to be the girl who did that to a lot of people. And I don't know, maybe before then she'd been considering just getting rid of it and having a one night stand or whatever, just to stop being a virgin. And maybe she thought, oh, I could do this and get money for it. But the thing with a one night stand is that at any point you can say no, whereas if someone's giving you 2.6 million for sex, then you've consented to it, haven't you, by a business agreement or thing? I don't know. I think it sounds really dangerous to sell your virginity because you've agreed to give it up. Never mind the social or cultural stigma to it. I don't think I would ever want to do something that would endanger myself to that extent with a complete stranger, exposing myself in that manner, virgin or not. I wouldn't want to be honest, bare all to a complete stranger. I don't want to say anything bad about people who choose to have such lifestyles as that, though. I don't like judging people. I don't know each individual circumstance, but I just don't feel like I would ever want to put myself in such a position. For a moment there, I thought, well, maybe we should be trying to stop sex work and, stop it. But then I thought, if there's people out there who are for it, it's no big deal for them or whatever, and they just do it for the money and they're happy to do that. And I don't want to dictate their life either. Whatever industry they're in. It's not something I personally would want to do, but I don't want to judge people who do that. Once there was a documentary by Louis Theroux, who I've read a book of, but I have not read that book yet. He did a documentary on people in the porn industry, and there was a couple on it, I remember. They said that for them, sex in their private life and sex on camera were two completely different things. Like sex on camera was just going through the motions. It was just for the money, and it was just, I guess, easy money for them. So I guess since seeing that documentary, I wouldn't say close down the sex industry completely, because that would be dictating to them that their lifestyle is wrong. And if they feel consensually good and able to do that, then I think okay, let them do it. They're fine. It's just not something that I would do personally. I don't think I'd be able to do such things. Personally, I don't think it's just not a thing I would do. But I don't want to. I wouldn't judge people for doing whatever they want to do consensually.